Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and I am so excited that you decided to take time out of your day to spend with me. Why? Because today we're just doing some cozy fall reading. You know, something slight, not too much. Just some books that some are on my fall TBR, some are just books that I wanted to read in October. We're just doing a little cozy reading. That's all. Nothing too fancy this time. You will see me finishing Apprentice to the Villain, which I picked up in my continuing series vlog, but I didn't get to finish it. So we will finish that in this. And you'll just have to watch and see what else I get up to for this vlog. It's just kind of a little bit of, mood ring, if you will. No set theme or anything, just some fall books. So anyway, with all that being said, let's just hop into this video and see what I get up to. So I started this book last night. Wow. What is my hand doing? And why is it so close to the camera? That's weird. Okay. So I started this book last night and I had to stop myself. It just felt really bingeable. I should probably tell you what the name of the book is. Okay. So I started reading Fall I Want by Lyra Parish last night. And I went into this just thinking, it would be a cute little fall romance, nothing serious. And that's what it is. It's a very cute, a little on the corny side, but I don't mind that. My camera's crooked. Yeah, y'all could have told me my camera was crooked. Anyway, this is cute, a little cringe, but not in a way that I mind. And it's just like, it's fun. I'm having a fun time reading this. I like the banter between our two main characters. I'm just having a good time. So I guess I should tell you what this is about. We are following, what is her name? Shoot, I forgot her name. I suck at character names. Oh, this is part of the cringe to me. But our main character's name is Autumn. Like, really? Her name's Autumn. And she has this nickname, Audie. And I'm like, ew. But anyway, Autumn is about 34 years old and she is not where she thought she would be in life. She imagined herself being this writer who has best-selling books, and ever since her last relationship 6 years ago, she feels like that relationship and breakup kind of broke her, and she hasn't really been able to write or bounce back afterwards. And she feels like she's cursed because she broke a mirror 2 years ago, and she just has not had the best luck in the relationship category. And then we have our love interest, who is we don't find out his full name until a good ways in, so that might be spoilers. So I'm just going to call him by the name that we're introduced to him as, and that is Alexander, or Alex. And he is running away from the media, from his life. He is a part of this really rich family. He's a billionaire. I think they own like a lot of properties or whatever. And he also had a really bad breakup, and this girlfriend decided to take it to the public, and his family has had this docu-series recently made about them, and he is just trying to hide out, trying to run away. He doesn't even want to like set the story straight, even though his ex, is lying about what we don't know. But yeah, he is just struggling and wanting to reconnect with his mom, and she passed away when he was a teenager, but they had this house in Cozy Creek, which is the little small town that Autumn lives in, and they have Alex's family has a resort and a really huge house in this little town that they used to visit. And Alex's mom really loved being there. So when she died, he was left the house in the will, and he went back there to kind of reconnect and just kind of reset, figure out what it is that he wants to do with his life. And they meet each other, and yeah, there's a bunch of like cute little, not exactly witchy things, but like Alex's sister has predicted all of these things about Alex's life and hasn't been wrong. And Autumn's friends are very, I'm gonna do a moon spell for you. I mean, not a moon spell. I'm gonna do a love spell for you on a full moon. I'm gonna do moon. So it's very like casually witchy, but not like straight out witchy, which is fun. It's just a small town, quirky people type situation, and I'm eating it up. I'm having a good time. This is way better than I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this all plays out. And yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. Good morning. It is the next day. And of course, this morning, I'm still in my bonnet. And, I really just wanted to come and talk to y'all because last night I finished Fall I Want, and I really want to talk about it. I read this book from after I finished filming my last clip until I finished it. Like, I didn't want to read anything else. I just wanted to be in this world, be with these characters, see what was going to happen, and just be in the mix, right? It was such a cozy, fun, heartfelt book. And I, for sure, if I'm overlooking the cringy moments and saying that I still think this has 5-star potential, that says a lot about a book, because there were a lot of cringy moments from people's names, like Autumn having a sister named Winter. Like, that's what y'all did. And just some of the things that they were saying and referencing. And I've never seen the word Delulu in a book. And even though I say the word Delulu, I'm just like, it cringed me out a little bit to see that in a book. I loved like the clairvoyant, psychic situations that were going on in this book. Our love interest, Alex, his sister Harper is basically a clairvoyant slash psychic, and she's given everybody these predictions, and she's never been wrong. And it added a little, little fall spooky cozy moment to it. And I don't know, it's just so atmospheric. Like, I just genuinely loved this small town. That it was so cute. And I actually really enjoy the relationship between Autumn and Alex. Their banter was super cute. I loved how they saw each other, and it was really nice to see. They had been through similar things before in past relationships, and that kind of, they know how it feels to be on the receiving end of that. So it just made them more cognizant of the way they were moving with each other. And I like that they took risks and they weren't on anybody's timeline but their own. Now, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm too excited. Okay, so yes, I think this was great. I think that the side characters are really cool. And yeah, now, as much as I love this book and as much as I like binged the crap out of this and had the best time, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. And I'm giving it 4 stars because it wasn't that it was done badly, okay, but I just didn't like the way the plot went. Okay, this was kind of long. Was it 400 pages? I don't know. I didn't really care while I was reading it, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I can't really say the plot point because I think it probably would spoil it, but I just didn't. We didn't have to do that. And while it was cute and sweet and felt like something that characters would do, I just was like, I wasn't impressed. We could have took a little more time to get to that point, but I understand as the character, like it makes sense for the characters to do something like this. I just side eyed a little bit because that's not what I wanted. But anyway, I feel like the story would have been fine if it had went a different direction without doing that. But I feel like I'm talking in circles because I'm not saying what's actually happening. So anyway, moving on. And one thing that I did love about this story is that there was no third act breakup, and I kept waiting for it. And I was looking down, I'm like, okay, I'm 80% in at this point, and there's been no breakup. Like, what are we gonna have one? Like, and I kept like holding out hope and hoping that we didn't, and we did not. I love when a love story can or a romance can do its thing without having that third act breakup, especially if it's just a miscommunication trope. If that's where you're going with that, you don't have to put that in your book. Find something else. Find something else. Okay. Okay. I liked that a lot, and I liked the I don't know. I just had a really good time with this. This was great. I definitely would suggest you pick this up. It's just fun. There were some serious moments, and we have one of our characters working through grief and what that looks like. And, breakups can be hard and can, affect you mentally. So just a little bit of that. But I think that this was just all around a fun time, a good time, a fall cozy time. I haven't read anything else in this Cozy Creek collection, but this is for sure a great start. So if you are looking for a billionaire fake dating romance, definitely pick this one up before fall is over because it was a good time. Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, so I wasn't even supposed to be reading this book because I am working on a completely different vlog that this book doesn't even fit into. So I had to start this one. And now I'm like, I am very tempted to derail that vlog, not just my TBR, but that entire vlog, and just continue on with the Cozy Creek collection. Even though it's different authors, I just feel like this small town, the way that it's set up and the way that everything is, I just, I want to see what else Cozy Creek can give me. Let me think about it. And I guess you will see what I decide. Yeah. You'll see what I decide in a few seconds. So, yeah. Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. So I am back because I am at page 133, which is the beginning of chapter 9 in You Again. And I think I have some thoughts for you. Okay. So in this book, we follow Ari and Josh. And Ari is this struggling comedian trying to make it, and we have Josh, who is a chef, but his father owns this really popular kind of like diner, and Josh wants to of course do like bougie food, and like he went to culinary school, he wants to elevate the restaurant in his brain, right? So when they meet the first time, it's because Josh is dating Ari's roommate, but Ari is also, I don't know if you would call it dating, but Ari is also doing things with this roommate person. And so they don't necessarily start out on a great foot, but that's just because in a lot of ways they are completely opposites. Ari is this flighty, non-committal, hookup type person, and Josh is essentially looking for the love of his life, right? So they just see the world differently, and yeah, they don't really get along or like each other. But this story spans a long time. In just the pages that I've read, I think we have gone through about 7 years. I'm trying to look and see. Okay, so that one says 30 years later. This one says 2. So 3 and 2 is 5. Come on, math. And then 3 more years. That's 8, right? Yeah. So this has already spanned about a length of 8 years. So it's just like showing instances where Ari and Josh randomly run into each other. Ari got married at one point, and Josh found another girlfriend, and they just keep running into each other. And where I am currently at chapter 9, they both have hit really hard times in their life, and they are both just really down, really depressed, don't really know what to do with themselves, what to do with their life, what's next, where to go, what to do, life things. And they decide to be friends to one another and kind of help each other through these hard times, right? So yeah, I think that I am really enjoying the story. I am enjoying how it's spanning over such a long period of time, and kind of seeing the growth or the lack thereof in our characters, and just how they change over time, and what was important to them and what is important now. And yeah, I have seen some reviews where people say that these characters are unlikable, and I don't know. Like, I understand both Ari and Josh and where they are coming from with certain things. Now, are their personalities the best? Maybe not, but I do kind of understand the things that are giving them grief, and the things that they are going to, and why they're struggling. So I kind of feel for them in a way. And I kind of see some things that I would do myself and kind of things that I thought at a certain time with myself. I see that in them. So I don't know, maybe I just, yeah, I don't think, I love them or anything like that, but I don't dislike them, I guess. So yeah, I am having a good time reading this. Now, in the vein of it being like a fall time book, I don't know that I would call it that, even though this cover is screaming fall. Like, whoever made this cover, you wanted this book to be marketed as a fall book, but I haven't seen like any overtly fall activities going on, but that's not bothering me. I just know that a lot of people wait to read this in the fall for that reason, for this cover, because that's what it looks like it's going to give. And that's not necessarily the case so far. I mean, I do have a ways to go, so you never know what'll happen, but I'm just letting you know what I've experienced so far. But so far, so good. So yeah. All right, y'all. I am back, and that is because I have finished You Again by Kate Goldbeck. And let's talk about this. So I am eating the words that I spoke in my earlier clip about not really seeing why people thought these characters were insufferable. Because as soon as I said this, sister girl Ari wanted to cut up. Okay? Ari became insufferable. And I'm like, girl, get your shit together, please. You're getting on my nerves, okay? And she got on my nerves. This is a heavy book. I'm like, can I pull up right here? Yeah, she gonna sit right here. So Ari got on my nerves because she didn't want to be alone. She felt lonely. She knew what she wanted. But it's like she liked being miserable, right? She just couldn't let herself be happy for whatever reason. Then it was like she wanted her friend to forgive Josh, but then when she forgave Josh, she was mad that she did. Like, what? And then you push everybody in your life away, and then you get mad that they're actually gone. What? Was I supposed to sit around and wait on you to decide you want to be their friend? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, her friend had been there for her through everything, but she didn't want to hear advice that was actually sound and actually made sense. She wanted to stay chaotic. So if that's your choice, do you, boo? But don't be no. I look. When I tell you that Ari made me root for Josh, I hate it when women make me like men more than them. Don't do that to me. Don't make me be on the man's side. Please don't. Please don't do that to me. No, please don't. I was siding with Josh. And then at the end, I feel like with romance, is the whole point, the whole goal is to be rooting for the couple and hoping they can get their shit together and hoping that they end up together. Girl, when I tell you I rolled my eyes so hard when they got together in the end, like rolled my eyes for an extended amount of time. So I was like, yeah, no, you shouldn't be. Y'all shouldn't be together. And the thing about it was, like, I already had people around her who had gone to therapy before, or who had like sought help for whatever. That didn't even cross her mind. Just like, oh, let me look at this little mindfulness thing on my app. I mean, on my phone, and like, yeah, let's try that. Girl, go see somebody, get some help. This is not normal, okay? And I know normal is not a thing, but like, baby, this is not healthy. Maybe that's what I should say. This isn't healthy. Get your shit together, you know? And then it was so weird because when they even got together, she was still doing the same, like, same stuff. Y'all. Now, what I will say is that I liked reading about the food we had going in this book. I like seeing Josh work and get his shit together because he actually tried and he actually succeeded at getting his shit together. There was still stuff for him to work on, but he at least tried. Ari to me didn't try. And when you don't try, I can't root for you. I can't. My arms hurt. That book is heavy. You can see it. Yeah. So yeah, I loved the New York setting. This book was not, like I mentioned, it wasn't a fall book. If anything, it felt more wintry because we had like several New Year's Eve situations in this book. So if anything, like, I don't know what that cover was on. It's a cute ass cover, but do it give the book but does it give the vibes of the book? Probably not. But anyway, I ended up rating this a 3-star. I know my rant kind of sounded like I didn't enjoy it, but like I said, there were other things that I liked. I liked the small little bit of found family we got. I liked all the food. I love the New York setting. There were things about it that I enjoyed, and I think other people can find enjoyment in this. I just wasn't a fan of Ari. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is you again. Look. If it sounds good, pick it up. I'm not recommending. Like I said, I gave it 3 stars. Ari just pissed me off. But it's like people in your family, people you don't like to piss you off, but you still like them sometime. You know what I'm saying? So yes, that was fun. that was fun. But what I will say is that, hold on, let me backtrack, because I wanted to say that I was shocked that this book wasn't like, I assumed that this book was going to have a lot of spice and a lot of open door spice, but it did not, and I was shocked by that because Ari like talks so much about sex, like it's such a big part of her personality, but we didn't really, see a lot of that. We just had like a couple of instances with her and Josh, but yeah, I was definitely expecting more spice. Not that it needed it, but that's just that's just what I was thinking once I kind of got a grasp on Ari's character. That's just kind of what I was expecting from her, but that wasn't the case, and I think I was okay with that. I didn't miss the spice. The spice that was there, I did like. So, it's cool. It was good. It was an experience. I usually don't mind longer romances. I know some people are like 300 pages, anything over 300 pages is, too much. I don't feel that way. Like I said, I gave a 5-star to Love Redesigned, and that was like 600 pages. And I ate up every page of it. But this baby right here is like 400 pages. We didn't need to be 400 pages. Even though this spans roughly, give or take, 10 years, I don't think we needed 400 pages. And I'm also trying to figure out if I am upset with Josh's mama. I'm not going to say what happened because I feel like that would be spoilery. But if you have read this book, right, and you know what I'm talking about, what Josh's mama did that caused them to be apart, are you mad at her? how you feel about that? Let me know how you feel about that situation, because part of me is like, okay, I could see she was just trying to help, but also like you knew what was going on and you did that. So I'm kind of side eyeing you. So yeah, if you have read this and you know what I'm talking about, comment down below and let me know what you think of Josh's mom, and if you think, you know, we should be side eyeing her, mad at her for what she did, because I feel like things would have been different if she hadn't have done that. So yeah, let me know what you think. And I think I'm for real this time about being done talking about this book. And yeah, let's move into finishing Apprentice to the Villain finally. Y'all, I've been reading this book forever. Forever. I have read at least 4, if not 5, maybe even 6 books since I started Apprentice to the Villain. And it's not because I'm not having a good time. I'm eating up every page. Like, I am loving the story when I'm in it. I think it's the short chapters that throw me off. Because when you have chapters that are like a page, like, I'm a person like, oh, let me read a couple chapters. Okay, but when the pages, when the chapters are like a page and a half, 3 pages at most, I'm tricked because I read 3 chapters and it's only been 10 pages. And, you know, I think that's what the problem is. So, yeah, let's finish that up. Okay, friends, so I have finished Apprentice to the Villain, and I absolutely love this, but nobody's surprised, right? This, I was worried though going in. I was like, okay, are we going to be able to, capture the magic that was assistant to the villain, and where are we going to go with the story and all the things? But this one started out like right there, like, yes. And I was just smiling and laughing and like giggling the entire time, and that's just what I have come to expect from this series. And yeah, I love the budding relationships that we got to see, and I'm really excited for the next book to see where those go and what we're going to get from those. And I'm also interested to continue getting more of the new POVs that we got in this book. And this left on a cliffhanger. It left on a big cliffy. And now I'm like, okay, so I have to wait basically a year for the 3rd book. That's not fun. But I genuinely love this, and it still stands that this is one of the slowest burns that I have ever read. Like, we got a little hint, just like a little some, but it's still, you know, hasn't happened yet. And part of me thought that would have irritated me, but there's just so much going on that I feel like it makes sense. Like, I'm not disappointed that we still haven't got that yet. I think that the progression of the relationship did happen, and if we didn't get something, I would have been irritated. But yeah, I just think the characters had so much more personality in this book. I love that Kingsley was just any and everywhere popping off saying what he got to say. And I just, yeah, this was so fun. So fun. That's all I have to say. 5 stars. 5 stars. Had the best time with this. So I basically binged The Talk of Dreams by Simone Sims, and I'm ready to talk about it. So this is a novella. It's just under 200 pages. And in this, we follow Maggie and her sister Andy, but Maggie's the main character. And they live on this small island off the coast of Texas. And basically, their family has a reputation for being witches. And so people are spooked out by them and, like kind of side eye them or like sidestep them when they're in public. And yeah, it's just not a good time for Maggie and Andy. Back in the day, their family had this boarding house. And so Maggie and Andy are trying to revive it to, become a thing again. And of course, the house is big and old and needs a ton of renovations. And no one wants to work with them because, of course, everyone is scared of them. And so our love interest, Remy Baptiste, decides that he is going to take the job. And that is interesting because his mother is the mayor and she's also the leader of the witch hunt, per se, because Remy's mother dated Maggie's father back in the day and she loved him man to death. And that, I guess, I don't know, they ended up breaking up and she felt some type of way, said that he had bewitched her. So, how. So it just kind of goes from there, and Maggie and Remy have this instant connection. And yeah, this was fun. This was cute. It was short. I liked where the story went. I just think with this one, I feel like it was missing something. And that might have been, a deeper dive into the characters, or it might have been that the plot kind of resolved itself too easily, or I really don't know. But I ended up rating it a 3.5 star. I think it's going to be like a series of novellas. I'm pretty sure our next book will follow Andy. And yeah, I also think it just hit me. I wanted more of the ancestral magic that the witches were, practicing. Like, we talked about it, but we didn't really dig in as deep as I would have liked. It was more on the back burner than I thought. Like, I thought this was going to be like a witchy fantasy type thing, but it was more of a romance with little sprinkles of the ancestral magic and things. And so I really wanted more of that, to learn more, because what the little hints we got was really cool. And yeah, I think could have benefited for diving more into that. But I mean, we only had like 190 pages, so there wasn't much that she could do without, she still has to build a plot. So I get it. And I think I will continue on to read Andy's story. And yeah, this was fun. This was cute. This was spicy. They were dreaming about each other. And I'm like, that's cute. That's really cute. I think that's all I have to say about that. And I guess we can do a quick little wrap up of what was read in this vlog. So we started out with Fall I Want, and that was a 4-star. And then we went into You Again, and that was a 3-star. The Apprentice to the Villain was a 5-star, and then The Talk of Dreams rounding us out with a 3.5. So yeah, this was a fun little, fall mood reading adventure. And yeah, if you have any fall themed recommendations for me based off of what I thought of these books, please leave them down in the comment section. And I would like to just say thank you for sticking with me throughout this vlog and watching to the end. And yeah, I hope you have the best day that you possibly can. And I will for sure catch you in the next one. Bye.